Hi guys, welcome back to the Royal Art Podcast. It's Danielle Baker here. I thought I'd start off a little bit differently than I normally do today, but I wanted to jump on here and say only one more week left until my beautiful event in Perth at Nature of Self Studio. I have 2 tickets left, and if you're listening this and you're in Perth, Western Australia, you should book a ticket, because I'm telling you, this is going to be an absolutely beautiful, it's going to be very, very beautiful and heart-opening. I already feel the energy for it, and I'm really excited to kind of hold this space for beautiful women and to dive deeper with everybody. I am going to do a short podcast today, guys. I'm going to cut my podcast back a little bit to about 15 to 20 minutes, mainly because I have so much stuff happening and pumping in my life at the moment that I really only have space for small amounts of increments, because I'm also doing client work in between, and also website stuff and stuff for my community, for you guys, for you beautiful humans. I'm creating beautiful things for my community, for them to be able to go, this is what I've been waiting for, this is what I've wanted. So yeah, stay tuned to what's coming next, but things are definitely happening and they're definitely shifting, and I'm super excited to be involved with you and to bring them to life and to bring them to you. So I am beyond excited to kind of chat today about why it's so important to harness your energy in the world and in life. And I'm going to be as grounded as I possibly can for people so that it's understood. But I can tell you now, through my own experience in life, when my direction is kind of changing, it's kind of shifting, it gets you to stand in your power. Okay, so if your energy feels like you're constantly tired, you can't sleep, you've got anxiety constantly, you're overly thinking everything, you're running around and being constantly busy for everybody else and not yourself, you have always let people push you around, you have allowed other people to dominate you, you most likely don't have the sense of strong energy. You just don't, because when you have strong energy, you step into yourself and your self-power. You're not afraid to speak up and say when something bothers you. You're not afraid to say, this is how I feel and how you've made me feel. This is what's going on. Not in a manipulative way. There's a difference. I feel that women have been taught to be very manipulative in the world, and I have seen it in myself. Before I met my husband, there was a few things, and now that I look back and my husband has brought them to my attention, which he so should, is I'm very much looking at myself and thinking, wow, when I wasn't in my power, when I didn't know how to control a situation, I manipulated people to get what I wanted. And a lot of people do that. It's not just like women, it's men and women that do that. But women, we most commonly do this, and I see it a lot, is the manipulation of energy. The manipulation between husband and wife, the manipulation between people around you to get what you want. But really, you're disempowering yourself by being like that. How we want to empower ourselves is to be able to learn techniques and tricks and tips to be able to find a practice that works for us in the world. And when we find that practice, we implement it. For example, I meditate twice a day with my energy, and I work on my body and my energy system. I do a body check-in and an energy check-in and an energy system check-in. Where can I shift? What is happening? Some days my mind is super busy. Other days it's peaceful and quiet and the meditation is deep and beautiful. But I still do it even in those messy days. And I think that's what gets you through, and understands that even when you work through those messy stuff, your energy can be built big enough. And even if your energy is huge, you're still going to have those messy, chaotic days, because I've still got stuff that I'm personally working through with my personal power or with my work, or, we all have those things that we're working through. But learning how to, here's the thing, you need to get smart about energy and smart about people. When you start working with your own energy in your body, say you're sitting down 5 minutes a day, just having a meditation, focusing on your breath, focusing on the word Om, focusing on a specific thing that you want to shift daily, you will shift that. You can shift it, but you have to be willing to work through it. Because here's the thing, when you first start out, it's like rubbish, in your bedroom, and you've stored so much crap in your bedroom, say your drawers are full, like full to capacity, and you start to slowly open that first top drawer and you go, oh shit, I don't know if I want to open this one, maybe I'll go to the second one. The second one seems a little bit easier to open, so you open the second one and you gently start to pull something out, and then you gently start to pull something out, and it's challenging at the same time because you're like, well, this has helped me in this way. Do I let it go or do I keep on to it? This has really affected me. How can I work through this? And you work through each drawer, and it's going to get different and it's going to get bigger. And even when you get into, say you're not in a relationship, or you are, your partner becomes a reflection of you. Okay, so whatever's going on inside you is reflected out to them, and they're just basically showing you what you're giving them. It's like a full circle of things. So it's very, very important to make sure that you look after your own energy and yourself. And we're going to go back to building your energy now. How would I build my energy? Okay, so say you ticked off on the first boxes of what I said. How would you build your energy? This is how you would build your energy. You would take the time daily to journal about what you feel right now is stuck in your body and in your life. Then you would sit with yourself for a couple of minutes to 5 minutes, focusing on the word Om, and focusing also before going into the meditation, having the breath for a couple of minutes and going, this is what I want to hold in my mind for this meditation. And not get frustrated when you're in there, because you're just starting out, right? So say you're just starting out and you're just starting to learn about energy. You can't just fully go in there and all of a sudden energy is switched on. It takes time to build energy. It honestly does. That's like a business. When people are really good at their business and they all of a sudden give up their business, they basically lose the energy that they've been building. Sometimes it's for good and they need to reshuffle, or sometimes they need to learn that they need to keep building and keep building. That's what's happened to me. So I've wanted to start my business for a really long time, okay? And I used to get frustrated until I hit 30. It was not going to happen. I wasn't ready. It was not going to happen. No matter how many times I tried to start my business, no matter how many times I tried to step into myself, there was still shame and guilt around my work from past lifetimes. And the hardest thing for me, I think this lifetime, was my ego, and learning that my ego is not the dominant I've had to have loads and loads of ego deaths. And ego deaths, you need to have both in your body. You need to have the light and the dark, okay? The ego death isn't dark, but it does take you to a deeper, darker place within inside yourself to look at yourself to see if that's the person you really want to be. That's an ego death. Okay, so it basically just strips everything away from you, and then you have to rebuild yourself again. And this can happen loads of times in life. Right now on the earth, we are going through a massive, massive one for everyone. It's like the biggest dark night of the soul for everybody right now. So it's really important to keep yourself, anything that pops up right now, you need to take a look at and see how you can evolve yourself. Energy is expansive. Energy is building. Energy is about building everything up and up. So you have, when you look at someone, for example, if you don't know Tracy Spencer, if you look at her, she's a great example, actually. You look at her energy, she has built her business with her energy as she's gone, as she shifts and she changes. And sometimes she talks about how she gets lost. She's having a dark night of the soul. She gets lost within herself, and then she comes back out, and then she's back to her higher frequency of who she is. When you build on yourself, you have a higher frequency. So say you have a business that you're wanting to do, and you're like, well, I want to do this business, but there's so many other people doing it. If you build your frequency and your energy around that business, and you feel it and you see it and you constantly work on that daily, your business is more likely to do better than theirs, because you are well aware of how to bring in energy for people to come and experience your business, because you're passionate about it, because you love it, not because you have to be there to show up for work. It's a totally different process. Sorry, I've jumped backwards and forwards a few times, but I like to do that in my podcasts. I don't know if you guys have recognized that, but I really like to jump backwards and forwards through things, because things channel through very quickly to explain things, to things to be shown, how we can work around things. So bear with me when I'm going through it, and listen to this podcast again if you need to today. But I wanted to leave you with the fact that I have started my business so many times, and my energy so many times was not ready because I was not ready within myself. I wasn't ready to see that I needed to do the work. I didn't need to see that I needed to push myself, and that I needed to have a bit more drive. And for that to happen, I had to work on my masculine side in my body. You know, I've never felt heard in my life. I've never felt seen in my life. I have a big, massive Italian family. So when you're talking, it's all about, you know, who could speak on top of each other. And then also, was I seen? Was I heard? Did I feel seen? Did I feel heard? Every child in a household will grow up with a different view no matter what you do. If you parent your other child, say we had a second child and we parented it similar but different because we'd learnt things about Oakley, how would you go about that in your life? So basically, that second child will have a completely different view. Even if you did similar things but different styles, you're a different parent as well. So each child chooses to come in at a certain time for them to be taught about you as a parent. So it's really important for you to constantly move and grow and change your energy so that you can evolve with the children as they evolve as well. Right? So, yeah, I feel like that's like a good little hit of different stories and different places that energy can take you and do. And when it comes to business, I've seen women open up working with me, and I've seen them expand themselves. And I'm working with a woman at the moment who is working with me for 3 months, and we've already dropped in, and she's already figured out what she wants for her life in the next 3 months because she was ready. She'd already done the groundwork with certain people, and she decided she was ready to move some energy and pump it out and get it going. So I've just opened up a portal for her, and a portal of possibilities that she can touch and have anything that she truly desires, but it does take work as well. You know, there's an understanding of that from her as well, which is amazing. So when you have an understanding of that, you know, and I want to be honest, I've gone through spaces and places and times where I've spoken to my mentor, and I've spoken to one of my other close friends who her and I guide each other a little bit, and it made me laugh because I was like, I always like to go a little bit into my victimhood and then come out, and I think it's funny. I do. I think it's really funny. As in, like, for example, I'm like, oh yeah, I can't believe I chose this for my lifetime. This is just like bullshit. But when I say that, I meant it in like, I have a bit of a funny way of saying it, in like a comic sort of way. Like, what was it the other night? Something came up and I was like, oh fuck, I chose a real hard part for myself to come back, and to choose this in my life really fucking pisses me off. I was just annoyed at myself. I was like, for fuck's sake, this is so annoying. Just because I've had the last 4 years of so much shifting in my life, so much, honestly, the last 4 years have been so tumultuous for me. To get where I am right now is fucking incredible. I've had so much shift, and it all happened when I've met my husband, because the energy between us was like, let's get you two going, let's get you two moving, let's just move within each other. So, and we reflect so much to each other, in a good positive way and in a negative way. It's actually so beautiful, and we both don't put up with each other's shit, and that's the best part, is we pull each other up when one of us feels like the other one isn't being very kind or good behavior, or it's good to do that in a relationship, as long as it's healthy, guys, as long as it's a healthy movement and a healthy growth. I'm not talking about physical abuse, and I'm not talking about emotional abuse, and it's really important to know that growth happens in life whether we like it or not. Things keep growing around us. Flowers grow and they die. Grass grows and it dies. Okay? It's an evolution. It is embedded in humans to be able to expand and grow, die, expand and grow, die, expand and grow. That's just the way that it goes. It's so amazing how the world works. So I'm going to leave you with that today. I love a good potty where I can jump backwards and forwards and talk about quite a few things. So I'm just going to leave it there for today. I hope you guys have a wonderful week. Thank you for being patient with me lately. I genuinely have found it very difficult to juggle everything because I've actually been so busy with Oakley now that she's shuffling herself and she's dropping a nap and certain things. So I only have a certain limited time to be able to do stuff. I also have clients in the evenings and my own mentor who guides me in the evenings, on and off. So thank you for being so patient, and I'm sorry that I haven't been as onto my potty as that I normally am. It's not because I don't love you guys. I genuinely do, and I actually genuinely love this podcast. I just have so much shit going on. I don't know if you've seen, just quickly, Elodie Pullen and Chloe off Darling Shine, but I'm fucking Elodie in this scenario where she talks about how she can't get her shit together and she's so busy that her mind is so cluttered, and that is fucking me. So I'm going to get a whiteboard and start to delegate my time a little bit more, but I'm trying to keep up with myself and everything that's going on. So thank you for always being here. Thank you for always showing up. I really do appreciate you guys, and I'll be back next week. Powerhouse stepped into something new and delicious. Actually, next week I will try and do the podcast on Monday because I'm away for a week. Obviously, I'm going to be in Perth for a week with my family. I will try and get the potty done in one of Oakley's little sleep times, but we go to Perth on Tuesday. So Monday, I will make sure I'm onto it and I will get the potty done already and exciting for you guys. So yeah, I'm excited actually. I'm excited to tell you about Perth next week. So we'll get into that next week and I'll speak to you soon.